Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Friday, the 21st of October. Well, Cheltenham's here, and I've got 4 selections for Cheltenham. I've been looking at the ground. Currently, they give it out as good to firm, good in places. Well, I can't believe that for anybody's money. It's been raining today on and off because I was at work today and I set my, you can set the weather. I don't know if you've seen it in the browser. You can set your weather and it gives you a weather alert on wherever you set your weather to, or your location to, should I say. Well, I set mine to Cheltenham Racecourse, and throughout the day it was rain's on its way, currently raining, cloudy. Well, I think it's stopped now, but I still can't. I know Cheltenham drains really quickly, but I can't imagine it's still good to firm. I'm just going to show you this weather report as well. Just going to move it across slightly. So there you go. As you can see, from 4 o'clock, and this is 4 o'clock Friday morning. So tomorrow morning, it's going to be raining pretty much right from 4 o'clock. And look at the percentage. Well, all through and right up to the first race, it's going to be raining. Well, there's no way that can be good to firm. So I think you're looking at maybe good to soft in places, or soft good to soft in places, surely for tomorrow. Well, the horses I've selected aren't totally reliant on soft ground, but they do like soft ground. So let me get into the selections. So it's a 10 pence each way lucky 15 and £1 each way fourfold or accumulator. The first selection is No Trouble in the 135 at Cheltenham, paying 6 places instead of 4. Well, this is John McConnell trained horse, and this horse had to win its last race to get in at the weights in this race. Well, before then, it's been not doing a great deal. So basically, I think they were keeping the handicap mark down, chose a race at the last minute to sneak it into the handicap, and I think it's only £7 off or £5 off bottom weight, so it had to win that race. So it's in the 135 at Cheltenham. It's No Trouble. And John McConnell had a runner in this last year. Not in this race, on the card, and had a number of runners on the Friday and Saturday. Well, I do think it targets this to a certain degree, and it does really know how to get one ready after winning the Imperial Cup at Sandown very easily as well. Not this horse, but one of his horses. So I think there could be a very interesting horse, and it's the first leg. So the second selection is The Wounded Knee in the 245 at Cheltenham, paying 4 places instead of 3. Well, this is a bit of a dodgy race. There could be so many horses that are fancied, but they're all they could be nice horses, don't get me wrong, but they're all much of a muchness. They're all very similar, and maybe the fancied horses are basically short priced, basically on reputation only. Well, this was about 20-25 to 1. Well, it's Anne Duffield, and she doesn't send many to Cheltenham, although to be fair, I think she sent 3 on Friday. But this is the one I give the best chance to. Well, it ran over 3 mile last time, or it won over 3 mile last time, and it loved every yard, and that was soft ground. So I think it could have a prominent show, and if it does get pretty nasty, this ground, I think it could make them all go. There are quite a few horses that look like they've got potential, but they're paying first 4, and I think at that kind of price, which I know I've taken SP, but around about 20 or 25 to 1, definitely got. I think you can definitely see a run a good chance, and hopefully, if I'm right, it should stay on and minimum sneak a place, hopefully. So the third selection is Seddon at Seddon at SP in the 355 at Cheltenham, paying 5 places instead of 3. Well, in my opinion, there's a lot of horses handicapped to as good as they are, basically, and some of them, I don't think there's a lot of improvement still to come. Seddon, it's ran in much better races than this, but it's also run some cracking races at Cheltenham. Well, this is only the 3rd run for the current trainer, and I believe, if I'm being honest, that it's half decently handicapped, especially on its previous runs here, where, don't go wrong, it finished down the pack, but it achieved pretty decent racing post rating marks. I do think it likes the course, and I think it's probably a class above these. I know it's only the fifth in the weights, but I think it's possibly a class above these, or I really fancy getting a place anyway, minimum. And the fourth selection is Powerful Position at SP in the 4:30 at Cheltenham, paying 6 places instead of 4. Well, this horse is by Christian Williams, and last year he was picking off the big staying handicap or big staying chase handicaps for fun. Not only was he running 2 in the race, but he was sometimes getting the first and second, or the first and third, or the second and third. Well, I really like the look of this horse. It's ran a couple of times at Sedgefield over further, and I think if it is desperate ground, which is, it's hard to believe it's going to be desperate, but I think it's got to be tougher than the good to firm. Surely it's got to be soft for me, somewhere around there. Well, this horse, it's won and ran well on slow ground. It should be up. Well, it has made all in the past. And I do like front runners at Cheltenham, as long as you stay the trip or further. Very good jockey on board, Freddie Gordon, and I think it will run a good race. It ought to be fair, because currently it's favourite. Maybe I've made a mistake by not taking the price on this one, because if it's fancied, I expect it probably to be shorter. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one really. But I've already been stung too many times by Skybet for taking the price when I think I've got an half decent price on a horse. And as you'll be aware, the a couple of 16 to 1s that I tipped that came placed actually returned at 50s. And it's like that. It's unbelievable with Skybet. But anyway, the very best of luck on Friday's horse racing selections. I'll be back Saturday or Friday night ready for Saturday with football selections and also horse racing selections as well. So the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.